ABC's Maggie Vespa for that report. Now to this. Microsoft recently announced it's set to make a multi-billion-dollar investment into the artificial intelligence company OpenAI, the parent company of ChatGPT, a search bot that responds with full text and analysis on a wide range of different questions. Morning Joe reporter Daniela Pierre-Bravo has a look at the new technology and what implications it may have as it becomes more accessible. Daniela.
Good morning, Mika. Well, after ChatGPT came out last November, it has attracted more than 1 million users. It was originally intended as a research preview version for developers of artificial intelligence. That's referred to as AI for short. But its ability to mimic human language and provide analysis has unintentionally made it a perfect tool to use in classrooms. Take a look.
Imagine solving writer's block or planning an entire news interview all in the matter of seconds. Those are just a few capabilities behind the new text generator bot ChatGPT.
So let's say Morning Joe interviewed George Washington.
Let's try it. Morning Joe interviews George Washington by using a time machine. So it won't get mad at us that this is not possible. Let's see if it'll do that. Okay, here we go.
Wow, and it already knows what Morning Joe is, who our hosts are, how we would ask questions, all of it.
Yep.
And if apparently George Washington, what he would say.
Yeah, it's talking about it. It's George Washington saying it's strange to be here because of his time machine. So we have it all here, and Morning Joe is interviewing about the leadership during the Revolutionary War. So maybe this is an interesting topic to learn more about.
Ethan Mollick is a professor of entrepreneurship at Wharton School of Business at the University of Pennsylvania. He says ChatGPT is a tipping point for AI and just the beginning of major changes to how we work and learn.
I introduce it to my class on a Tuesday. I teach entrepreneurship. By the end of the class, somebody had already created a complete working demo for their startup idea using a code library they'd never used before. It actually creates computer code for you. I posted on Twitter. By the end of the day, they had offers from venture capitalists. When I had my next class, I asked people how they'd used ChatGPT, and it turns out almost 60% of the class had, and they'd use it for all kinds of things I hadn't expected, right? Ideas for a marketing project that they were doing, asking them to explain a concept they didn't understand like they were a 10-year-old. So really amazing to see it actually in use. It's really transforming a lot of things very quickly.
While the program can be used for things like writing code or full-length essays, the technology is raising concerns for some educators. Jeff Dolvin is the acting chair of the Department of English at Princeton University.
I think there's a lot of worry about what it's going to mean for our classrooms.
Have you gotten together to talk about what the future of this bot might look like and how it might disrupt your classrooms?
I think we're really at the beginning of reckoning with this. What is education going to be like if people don't need to write for their jobs, which is always, that's a founding assumption of education for hundreds and hundreds of years.
I think this ChatGPT as a technology is incredible and exciting, but at the same time, it's like opening a Pandora's box where there's lots of things that might happen, and we just need to enter this future with new technologies responsibly.
Edward Tian is a Princeton University student and the creator behind GPT-0, a program that detects AI-generated writing.
And how long did it take you to build the technology?
I really just coded out the app over a few days at my local coffee shop and then a bunch of free time over break. And I was like, wow, why don't I actually build it out so people can use it?
You coded it, and then a few weeks after that, it went viral.
When I put it out, I expected at best a few dozen people. The day after I woke up in the morning, it was completely blown away. Over 23,000 teachers have signed up from over 40 states and over 30 countries around the world. I'm definitely not for these blanket bans of ChatGPT all across the board because they don't work. AI is here to stay and is the future. And we just need to enter this future responsibly and not blindly. And we sort of have to build the safeguards so it's actually used responsibly.
This is a perfect plagiarism tool. It's great for many other things, but it's also really good at creating essays that are plausible and, as of right now, basically undetectable.
And while ethics around ChatGPT's use in the classroom are questioned, Mollick says the technology has implications far beyond academia.
I think the real question is, what do jobs look like in the future? A vast majority of the work that we do, especially sort of, MBA student graduate works, college graduates, is sort of analytical and writing work. What happens when you have a system that does all of that?
As far as the concerns of plagiarism in classrooms, an OpenAI spokesperson told me that they are actually engaging with educators across the country to find ways to mitigate the misuse. In fact, they said they are actively researching a tool to help identify text generated by ChatGPT. It actually took them a little bit by surprise how viral the program has become since it came out. It is also important to note, though, as well, that the professors we spoke to, as well as students like Edward, are also finding ways to use the bot to enhance their learning in the classroom. Mika?
Wow, raising so many questions.